Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time for another episode of Viewport Relay, a bi-weekly podcast where the Viewport team looks at the latest news in the gaming industry. As always, I'm your host, Albert Corson, joined by Tristan John.
Hello.
And Alex Nestor.
Hey.
Welcome. Episode 65. Pay no attention to the old episode 65 that got garbled and deleted and skipped, but it was a good episode.
That I need to fetch from the vault at some point.
Yeah, that's going to go to our top donors.
It didn't even make it into the vault. It got lost halfway there and sent into space.
It'll be an interesting one to listen to if you ever put it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna rename Alex's old file just so I can...
Yeah, so don't mix them up.
Yeah,
that would be pretty funny in the editing booth.
Yeah, I named it Lost ADN episode 65.
There we go.
Yeah.
The Lost. Hey, as you said, Tristan, 65 episodes, and this was our first...
audio mishap, Audacity mishap.
We couldn't even make it 7 episodes of Retrospective
TRC?
Collective. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like this is an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's... This is like a workplace
let's
accident.
hope it doesn't happen again.
And then we're just patting ourselves on the back.
Good job, guys.
It's like OSHA just came in and fined us $1 billion, and then we're like, you know what? No one died. Good job, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Begin the episode. I'm reading a script. Begin the episode.
It's on brackets. You're not supposed to read it, Albert.
What have you been playing? What have you been playing?
You see, I was prepared for this today. I maintain that...
Okay, you're always prepared for this segment.
I know. That's me. You know that spreadsheet that I maintain?
No.
It's on my Twitter profile. It's a pinned tweet. It's literally called What's Tristan Playing? Because I've been getting so many questions at work about it every day. I woke up today. I started work early so I can spend some time updating that spreadsheet. So I am... This is hot off the presses.
Well, yeah, what is the news of the day?
Alright, so I've been playing 6 games, according to this spreadsheet. I'll blow through them quick. League of Legends and TFT. Road to Gold, Road to Plat.
I thought that was a game that you were playing.
No.
What?
Those are my 2 statuses.
Okay.
Been playing a bunch of Smash and Mario Kart 8 still with a bunch of my elementary school friends.
MK8.
MK8.
Oh man. Are you dominating?
MK8 I'm really, really good at. Smash I've been getting better too. So,
good.
Are you the guy who runs meta in the lobby? You're like, I want these tires, this chassis.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's me. Also me.
What roller wheels? Those are the best. And then the
I do Cyber Slick.
The Betty Buggy. That's the best car.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know the meta because I do Toad, I do the race cart, Cyber Slick, and then the airplane glider.
Hey, that's good. Do you have the gold stuff?
No, I never beat the game.
Oh, plebeian. I have all the gold stuff. Got the gold wheels, the gold glider, the gold car.
Anyways, just so I don't take up 10 minutes. Been also getting back into Overwatch with a group of folks. Been pretty fun. And then my single-player game of the year, because it'll take me all year to get through it, has been Hitman 3. I have bought all 3 games. I never beat any of them, so I've just decided to take this opportunity to play from Hitman 1 on the Hitman 3 engine, which means I had to buy the super ultra deluxe version. So I think I've spent about $200 on IOI games at this point.
Is this on the Epic Game Store?
Yeah, it'd have to be.
It's on the Epic Game Store.
Oh, man.
I don't really care about the Epic Game Store.
You get money for saying that, right? They're just throwing away money.
Yeah. So, that's been what I've been playing.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. Mine's significantly shorter. I've been still just dabbling in Rising Storm Vietnam. And yeah, it's kind of been wanting that Battlefield experience, but haven't really wanted to be playing Battlefield 5 or something like that. So it's a good mix of kind of more of a mil-sim shooter and a just typical Battlefield conquest kind of game. So it works well. And I don't know. I like the realism. All the sound effects are really good. And I just like the system that they have in place.
Did you hear the news that DICE said for the next Battlefield game it'll most likely be more than 64 players?
I did not. That's interesting. to say the least.
They think they're going to bring it up to 100, is what people were saying. So
well, we'll see how that goes, because I don't know. I don't know about your machine personally, but with 64 players, Battlefield 5 would sometimes have pretty poor performance for me. Which I think is
not
kind of
horrible, because the maps were big enough that it's not like there's usually... I mean, if you're playing a certain game mode where everyone's congested, probably, but...
Okay, so yeah, we'll see how that goes, but yeah, other than that, just been doing the typical Final Fantasy XIV raid stuff. I think we cleared just a little over an hour today, so yeah, we got pretty quick, and we're mostly farmed on gear now, so we're mostly done with this tier.
Are your tanks and your healers starting to get gear?
Yeah, we're almost full on gear.
Look at this guy.
So just a couple pieces left. And then weapons, of course, are still the things we're waiting on. And then we'll just farm mounts for a couple other people, maybe gear a couple alts, and then call it quits on that. But we might be doing an ultimate coming up. We'll see.
Huh. Oh, okay. I might be jumping into older ultimate. Okay.
No, we're going to try and do Epic of Alexander, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Just pay like $500. Easy.
Oh, yeah. I can find the Discord channel, buy a clear real quick. Yeah. Perfect legend incoming.
All right. As for myself, surprisingly, got past week very into Demon's Souls. I decided about 2 weeks ago I was going to hunt for the Platinum Trophy. And I am like probably like 4 hours away from getting the Platinum Trophy.
Wait, how do you know an exact time estimate? That's what I'm more...
I just have to beat the game again, because I need to... Every time you kill a boss, it drops a soul. And the last main ones I'm missing are get all of the spells in the game and get all of the miracles in the game, which you have to spend souls, but you can only kill the boss once per playthrough. But I can usually beat a level in about 20 minutes, and I'm on my third playthrough right now, so I have like 7 or 8 more to go. So yeah, running through that game.
I actually put that game on my docket. I have made a written commitment to someone that I will play that video game.
I was thinking of playing that 13 Sentinels game. I've heard it's like a strategy game as well.
I've also been recommended that game many times. I've not made a written commitment that I will play that game.
We should do like a backlog conquest on this podcast. Idea for the future.
Put it in writing. Are we doing contracts?
Well,
I have to?
The What's Tristan Playing spreadsheet has all the games that I've abandoned and paused and docketed, so
this is like a My Anime list, but for Tristan's games.
Yeah, it's like fully public at this moment, and I'm already embarrassed about it.
Oh man. All right. Let's jump into the news. It's been a while. We will be, I guess, glossing over any news that was covered in either the Lost episode or within the hiatus bi-weekly seg part. I don't know what to call it. So we're just talking about news from the current past 2 weeks. First one, because this was, as we discussed in the Lost episode, let's backtrack real quick. What were your anticipated games for 2021? Do you guys remember them?
Yes, because I tweeted it out.
Okay. Let's shout those out, just because I feel like those are good for the folks to know. Just
all right. I can start. I said my 3 were Resident Evil Village, or Village. Is that I forgot what the official stylized name is.
Too. I think it was Village. I think it's Village.
Gran Turismo 7, and obviously SMTV.
Oh, you're setting yourself up there. Alex, do you remember yours?
Not very well. I believe one of them was
all right,
Hitman
I'll say
3.
it for you. Hitman 3, you probably had like Tales of Arise or something like that. Oh, Strikers. Wasn't Strikers one of yours?
Strikers likely was, yeah. I definitely mentioned it.
Okay.
That's come out very soon on PC. Looking forward to that.
I think you had Bayo. I don't remember. Maybe you didn't have Bayo.
Yeah, Bayo was one of them. Because I had like a secondary list that was Switch games I wish were on anything else.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
And then my 4 were, I think it was Monster Hunter Rise, Warhammer 3, any new Final Fantasy game, and then Pokemon Snap, I think. The new one.
Oh yeah, and Dark Tide was one of the ones I was looking forward to as well.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, with that being said, we spoke it into existence because literally like 3 days after we recorded the podcast, they started dropping teaser trailers for Warhammer 3. And we got the big reveal with a little coming 2021 cinematic announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So that game's new and looks fun.
Yeah, Kislev comes, as well as the legions of demons for Chaos. So that should be really fun, in terms of the units they add for those two. Bear Cavalry, and then just all the demons that we could potentially get.
And then Cathay, which is like a new, for people who are, I'm not super into like the tabletop, but this is, all of this is because people talk about it a bunch, but like, essentially there's going to be a new faction in this game that was never originally developed for the tabletop Warhammer game, but they're essentially working with, they being Creative Assembly is working like hand in hand with Games Workshop to essentially create this faction from the ground up based on just the like little bits of lore that they've had over the past couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. Tristan's like, I don't play Total War.
I haven't even played Total War 2, Warhammer 2.
I'm surprised that Creative Assembly doesn't put their games on sale. I mean, they're on sale like during the big things, but they're not like, I mean, maybe they are, but I don't think they're ever like 75% off, even though Warhammer 3 is like a 3-year-old game.
2
4
years?
Years? Or, yeah. The two Warhammer, did I say Warhammer 1 or 3?
3.
Okay. Warhammer 2 is like a 3-year-old game.
Here's my thing. I think my body can only take one Warhammer game, and we're waiting on that Vermintide with guns one. Dark Tide.
That's a 40K
That's 40K.
game.
That's
$40K
totally different.
though.
It's what?
It's 40K.
Wait, what's the
Space Marine?
What's the Okay, I just saw Warhammer in the title, and I was like, okay, this is the same thing.
Warhammer 40K is like in the year 40,000 or whatever, right? Or 40,000 times 10,000?
The 41st millennium.
Yeah. Warhammer, the like Total War games, is Warhammer Fantasy, which is like Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, dwarves,
I see.
Empire, all that.
Well,
yeah.
Shows you how much I know.
Tristan's like, you guys been playing Space Marine games this whole time?
I wish there was a Total War Warhammer 40K game. Maybe in the future.
Cool. Maybe in the future.
Still holding out for that.
So yeah, that game is coming, and it was on my list, and I'm the moderator, so I get to put special time into it. Ha ha ha.
Albert bias.
Mm-hmm. Can we speak at Advance Wars into existence now? when does that happen?
I don't think anything can say that.
We're gonna need a couple more years, Albert.
Oh no. Reset the clock.
Yeah.
Every time I talk about it, it gets delayed another year.
I mean, we wished Warhammer to existence, so there's a cooldown on your wish.
That's true. Dang it. If only I knew.
Yeah, you used it on the wrong one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Random thought. I was thinking if they added another virtual console to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yep.
Game Boy Advance would be such a good pick. Alright. Let's roll on into... Ooh. Speaking of Overwatch, Tristan.
Hey!
Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4, according to their investor meeting or whatever they call them, will not be released in 2021.
Can I be honest?
You can always be honest.
I actually don't care much about Overwatch 2, but I was actually looking forward to Diablo 4.
Oh, Alex is going to take offense to that.
Because, I mean, I've been playing PoE for a couple leagues, right? I think the past 2 or 3 leagues. I didn't play in this one. I think PoE is fun, but requires way too much time commitment. And I feel like Diablo 4 is a good dumbed down version of PoE that I can enjoy.
Okay, I agree with that, yeah. Diablo 3 is like the most dumbed down version possible of the action RPG genre, so yeah.
Yeah, Diablo 4 is...
I could see it.
Or sorry, Diablo 3 is just gambling, which, sure, I may enjoy, but it's just not fun. I feel like Diablo 4...
PoE kind of offshoots off of PoE. Yeah. And I don't know where they're going with Diablo 4.
PoE is just like, you need to read a textbook to understand how to play, which I also don't want to do. So I feel like Diablo 4 hits that happy medium for me. Or would.
But what about Diablo Immortals? Ah.
It's not out on iPhone.
Yeah, we learned that.
I bought a phone,
we
the
all
wrong
have phones,
phone.
but we don't have the right phone, some of us.
Yeah, I gave my iPhone or Android phone to my sister, so I need to go pick it back up.
Well, here's a question. Here's a question. Going back to the Diablo, or I guess maybe even Blizzard. Like, are they releasing a game this year, you think?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, because
what do they have
Shadowlands
right
came
now?
out.
Well, here's the
in
thing.
fall?
Does Blizzard need to release a game this year? Because, like, it's Activision Blizzard, right? And they got the cash cow, Call of Duty, making all the money in the world. I feel like Blizzard doesn't really need to develop a game if they don't need to.
That's true, but
Yeah,
it's
partly,
interesting,
but-
like, going in with that mindset and saying that, but then seeing, like, some of the crap they've released over the past 2 years. Like, Reforged,
Warcraft 3.
right?
Mhm,
Right?
the Reforged
like,
edition.
Oh, man. And then I heard, not this past WoW expansion, but the last one I heard was pretty mediocre. That one might be different because MMOs sort of need to release on a, regular time schedule, otherwise your player base just has nothing to do. I guess it's different with like a brand new game where you can, no one's playing it right now, so it's not like they're eager for something new.
Yeah, I guess the major thing that stuck out to me is the idea that Overwatch 2 is apparently not being thought to release this year. Which, based on what it was originally promised as at the previous BlizzCon, I would have thought it would have been out months ago, honestly, with what it's adding to the game.
I would love for them to just go like all out on a single player campaign. Just be like,
but would it really... I don't know. I don't know if Overwatch players would really care about a single player campaign at this point.
that's true. But in the same mindset, right? Like, there's a lot of people who really enjoyed the StarCraft campaign and who didn't even touch the multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was like, they spent obviously a lot of time making that single player campaign. So,
Here's my take. I feel like Blizzard maybe slowly pulling out of the big competitive multiplayer scene, I feel. Right? Is OWL still going on? OWL's canceled, isn't it?
no, OWL still exists, I think.
Oh, is it? Like, StarCraft's dwindling. OWL's okay, I should have done my research, but OWL's not doing that great. What else do they have?
Hearthstone.
Oh yeah, Hearthstone.
Which is also, I think, in the not doing that great category.
So I feel like maybe their strategy is to kind of pull away from it a little bit. Like, you're not seeing these huge cash injections in these esports areas for Blizzard games.
Tristan, your San Francisco Shock is a back-to-back OWL champion.
Nice.
It's time to join them. Anyways. Yeah, I don't... It's weird to see big companies... Like, we've always talked about, and I think we talked about like 2 years ago in some of our earlier episodes, about the different approach that Blizzard and Valve take to their esports, right? Where Valve is a very tiny company and takes a very hands-off approach, and their games seem to flourish regardless, while Blizzard seems to put a lot of their energy into their esports scenes and are a huge company, yet some of their games just flounder and don't really take off.
Can I be honest? I think Blizzard games watching as a spectator is really boring.
I agree. I can't stand watching Overwatch.
I can't stand watching Overwatch. Yeah, that from the beginning was just not a great spectator experience.
Yeah, and like StarCraft, you need to know so much stuff before you really even understand what's going on.
Yeah, if you don't know build orders or anything, it's hard to get excited for things. You're just like, oh, okay, he has a bunch of units at this random moment, and he just kind of destroyed the other guy, and he said GG, so I guess he wins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a complexity issue, right? You could say the same thing about League of Legends, like, oh my god, okay, that guy just blew up that guy. I think, like, the easiest esports games to follow, and something that, like, I think you and, at least I can speak for myself, is I have no idea, like, I've never played Street Fighter for like an extended amount of time, right, to understand the competitiveness, but I can still enjoy Evo because it's like, watch health bar at top. If you hit the end, you die and you win, and the other person wins. So I just think personally, going back to the original question of like, is Blizzard going to release a game this year? I feel like they've had a rough year and a half, or maybe just like a year of like disappointments, and that they just need to take another year of just don't release a game, polish really well whatever you're working on, and just release something really high quality.
Yeah, I see them kind of as akin to BioWare, but at least Blizzard has World of Warcraft to fall back on. It's kind of a trickle-in economy, while their other franchises are kind of, settling towards the bottom, and then they can maybe build something up that turns out good.
Yeah. I think that the last high point of Blizzard was when Overwatch released. And there really hasn't been another big thing.
And it's just kind of gone steadily down, declined since then.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts? If not, we're going on to, I don't know, a huge amount of this, like implications wise. Just it was Gearbox was bought by Embracer Group, which I had never heard of until the headline came out, in a $1.3 billion deal. And I found out today, fun fact, Embracer Group is now the largest video game, like, investor / publisher. I don't know what the official business term of them is, but largest one in Europe, surpassing Ubisoft.
Huh.
So they are bigger than Ubisoft. Some of the groups they own are things like THQ Nordic, which do games like, obviously, like Saints Row, Wasteland 3, Destroy All Humans, Darksiders, Vermintide, City Skylines, Vampire Masquerade's Bloodlines 2, Biomutant, that game that will eventually come out, maybe. And then they also own Saber Interactive, which do things like the Battlegrounds games, so like WWE 2K Battlegrounds, NBA Playgrounds, Killing Floor 2, Crysis Remastered, Witcher 3 ports, including the Witcher 3 Switch port. A little legendary port right there. And then they actually did the Halo Master Chief Collection early game, so Halo 1 and 2. But yeah, and a couple other things like Koch Media, Deca Games, Amplifier Games Investments, and Coffee Stain Holdings. So, I don't know. I like how companies like THQ Nordic are run and kind of how their business goes. So, I don't really have a problem with this company kind of being a parent company to all these big publishers, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like a lot of small companies are owned by bigger companies and it's just not really made public.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tencent?
Yeah, Tencent kind of owns a little bit of everyone, and then, so this is just kind of the European equivalent, so, money's moving.
Gearbox is moving. Maybe Randy Pitchford will go away.
Wow. Bold statement.
A lot of people don't like him. I don't have an opinion on the guy. But
you hate him because you ain't him? Is that why?
I know he said a lot of not really touchy subjects, but sort of
divisive.
Divisive,
like controversial.
Yeah, he's a guy who just states things. And,
well, it's like, there's like, millions of people are suffering from something, and he'll just be like, why don't they just not suffer? And it'd be like, what?
Yeah. Sound.
Exactly. Alrighty. More announcements. There's a lot of announcements in the past 2 weeks. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This one's just a quick blurb. Coming in May 14th. It's got pretty graphics and stuff.
Yeah, I heard they're cutting some stuff or something, though. Or, like, changing certain scenes and stuff. I don't know. It's weird stuff.
I heard okay, so the things I heard they're adding. So they're adding the FemShep into the earlier game. The first game. Because they only added her. What? What was the question?
I could have sworn you could pick a female in the first game, but maybe not.
I don't know if it had like the full voice acting and everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, so you can choose her from the get-go, and they're putting in all the DLC essentially, which is like 30 DLC. But I did hear, yes, they are not including the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, which apparently a lot of people really liked. So, fortunately, you can't play that, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good game.
Yeah, good series of games.
Wait, you're the Mass Effect fanboy aficionado here. Are you excited?
I'll probably pick it up. Oh, our favorite subject coming up here.
Wait. I think my question was, are you excited for this?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's not something I'm, like, dying to jump into, right? Because it's one of those games where it's a really good game, but...
Oh, no.
It's like, you know, it loses its charm the first time you've played through it once, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big narrative story, and, you know, it's a fun game, but part of the fun was the narrative, and once you kind of already know what's going to happen, right? It's like, it's still a fun game underneath all of it, but it's, you know, not as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's, like, you know, different choices you could make, but it's like, I made my choices the first time based on, like, what I wanted, so it's not like I'm gonna choose the other ones just to, like, see what is gonna happen, because it's kind of obvious what's like, oh, you know, either this person dies or this person lives, and it's like,
it's very BioWare in that sense, where, it's completely predictable. You're either the nicest angel in the galaxy or the edgiest asshole imaginable.
Or you punch or you're the nicest guy in the galaxy, but you still punch the reporter in the face.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go renegade. Tristan, there's action. There's like a angel demon on your shoulder, right? Where like a little renegade icon will, like, quick time event. If you press the button, you'll do like an evil action. And one of them's like, you're talking with an interviewer and she makes like a controversy. She's like, you let these people die. And then like renegade action flashes. If you press the button, you just punch her in the face.
Wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were making stuff up.
No, this is real.
Choices matter.
Choices matter. What was that game that we were talking about where it's like the choices don't really matter? Oh, man.
Cyberpunk?
Where's the punch the reporter in the face button?
Kind of later on in Mass Effect 3, it also kind of matters less what you pick. It just kind of ends the same way.
Hey, but 3 different paths, though.
Mm-hmm. Different colors.
Different colors. All right. Moving on, I want to talk about our favorite subject. Tristan Jung's most favorite subject. Google Stadia.
My favorite paperweight that I bought in my life.
The most expensive paperweight you've bought in your life, too.
Yeah.
Perhaps only eclipsed by the Ouya.
I never got one of those, so luckily I don't have that paperweight.
Yeah, I don't think many people got an Ouya, hopefully.
Okay. So essentially, quick recap. The main developer of the Terraria Stadia port? I don't know. Would you call it a port?
Sure.
I guess it is.
Yeah, I'd say it's a port.
He had his Google account locked for like 3 weeks, and they wouldn't unlock it, either because they weren't responding to his messages, or, I don't know, there's some other thing going on. So essentially he's like, if you're not going to treat your developers with respect, then I'm just not going to make my game on your platform, and literally just
quit.
Just quit. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it.
Kind of did it like a former politician would. He just kind of announced on Twitter that he's done.
So. Yeah, he's just done. So,
here's
my first question.
Mm-hmm.
Reaction from the dev. Is that like a professional thing for them to do, or are they justified in any way?
Fairly reactive and heavy-handed, but I can understand the frustration if they've been trying to get support, but I don't know. It's hard to say, because we're getting, of course, one side of the story. So we don't know, to what level Google has responded, if at all. Or if it's just, as he said, they've just been completely, basically ghosting him. Or them. So, yeah. It's hard to call, really. But I think it's a little heavy-handed, just instantly on Twitter go, alright, I'm cutting complete support of my program or video game from your platform.
I feel the platform of Twitter is not the most professional way to handle this.
There's definitely been leading by example in the past, so.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of that in the past.
Oh, man. Anyways, so continuing on from this, it was confirmed that Google is shutting down multiple studios that were developing games for Stadia. After kind of around the same time that this came out. So essentially, nutshell, a lot of like Stadia is not looking good. Like there's not a lot of games that are getting made for it anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of their developments kind of been toned down, right?
Yeah, they shut down all their studios. I think they're just gonna become almost like a Luna-like platform.
Yeah, just kind of a skeleton crew running the show.
Well, is Luna a skeleton crew, or is Luna's just still getting made, right?
Like, Luna's growing like crazy.
Luna's going to be growing, yeah. But I mean, for now, Stadia is probably going to scale back in terms of what they have.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't want to call Stadia.
Yeah, I guess
because I guess
it's a little.
It feels like Stadia's on its way out the door and Luna's on its way in. It's like a revolving door.
Yeah, that was presumptive of me. Yeah, not quite a skeleton crew, but a massive scaling back of staff, definitely.
I think this actually is kind of like the nail in the coffin for Stadia, unless they change their pricing strategy. Mm-hmm. Because on Luna, you just kind of pay that $10 a month. It's pretty cheap, and you get the whole library of games. It's like Xbox Game Pass. Whereas Stadia, you still need to buy all your games.
Right, yeah.
So
I always felt that was the worst decision from Stadia.
Yeah, that was always the tough sell was, you have to buy the Stadia, then you have to buy all your games again individually. And yeah, that's just a bad practice, I think.
Tristan, did you give your Luna impressions on our Lost episode?
No.
Did you want to... You're the only one here who's had both Stadia and Luna. So I had a question for, like, what can Luna learn from Google Stadia? And since you've used both, is there anything you like more about one or the other that they should continue on? And what sort of, like... What's the ideal, final product that a true... What's the name of something like this? Like a... Games as a service? What is this?
Games as a... Isn't a game a service already? Games as a service.
Yeah, gas. Mm-hmm. Gases.
Basically, what can Luna do better so they don't end up like Stadia? Is that your question?
Yeah, I mean, there's some obvious ones. There's some obvious ones, but go ahead.
It's just some context. I've been spending a lot of time looking at the controllers recently for something I've been working on. So I feel like that's biased me a little bit. Second, I've been talking to a bunch of folks on the Luna team recently. So that's been biasing me a little bit as well. But I think as a objective observer, what I can say is I think Luna already learned from the marketing and financial aspect, right? What I just mentioned about $10 a month versus buying all your games again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think in terms of technology, actually Stadia might be better. I need to check, but I think you can play Stadia games on any Android TV, but you can't do that with Luna. You need a Fire Stick or a Fire TV. And just by customer base and install base, I think more people can have access to the Stadia. So I actually had to play my Luna on my computer, which is a weird experience because first of all, the library's not that great. I own half the games and the other half I don't even really want to play. So I ended up playing a game I already own on Luna, which is kind of an inferior experience, but I'll let that slide. I think the controller and the experience of Luna is much, much better, just in general. Because they have this like nice TV channel like selection. You can jump in and out. They save your state. So if you like pause your game in the middle and like quit the game, once you go back in, it like just resumes you instantly. I feel like Luna is a little bit more refined and it's connected to the whole Amazon ecosystem, whereas Google Stadia just feels like its own like ugly duckling. It's not.
What was the Luna's base price again for like the controller? Is it just the controller? Is that all you buy?
It was $60, but the controller is not required. Same with,
like you can use your own controller?
Yeah, same with the Stadia. I think Luna's thing is that it connects directly to the router. So it actually doesn't connect to your computer, which is really weird. It connects to your router and it talks to the data centers directly. I think the only issue that I ran into with this Luna is that you have to like download a mobile app to connect your controller to the router to your computer.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But other than that, I feel like the experience was pretty seamless and good.
All right. So you think the main thing is the business model?
I think the business model is huge because like, I feel like the use case for either of these platforms are the casual gamer, right? You're not buying the AAA game at launch or whatever. Whereas, okay, maybe Stadia is trying to cater to both because they have all the new games. They're like, play Cyberpunk on Stadia. It's the best. Yeah, sure, whatever. But
you're like, that game doesn't run well on anything.
Yeah,
nice try.
It's not going to fix your game. I feel like Luna, you buy a subscription to a channel, which has like hand curated games. You don't have to worry about picking the right game to buy or like, am I going to waste my money? You literally just buy the Luna channel or the Ubisoft channel and you can play basically the best of the crop or whatever it's called, right? Like
cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
The best of the crop.
So I think the issue is Stadia. I talked about this before. Stadia is trying to cater to everyone and it's not really hitting the mark for anyone. And Luna is very hyper-focused towards kind of like the casual gamer, and I think it's doing very well.
But can you play a Luna game on your phone? Because you could do so. Stadia. You could do Stadia games on your phone, right?
I think you can. I checked. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna be like, that's actually like something that if they were lacking, that's kind of a big miss. But
also,
I'm pretty
like,
sure they had
Stadia has. Okay, I just opened up Stadia on my phone again to see what they're selling. Do you really want to play, like, Cyberpunk 2077 on your phone?
Hey, man.
I'm
gonna connect to Elon Musk's Starlink, alright? And I'm gonna play, like, in the Sahara Desert, I'm gonna play Cyberpunk.
Or, like, Dead by Daylight on your phone, or Borderlands 3. Like, I feel like there's some weird mismatch happening. It feels like it's two different teams working on Stadia. Like, one picking all the games and one working on the tech. And it's just not lining up.
And then they shut down all their other studios now, so it's like,
yeah.
I mean, a game that would actually be fun to play on your phone on Stadia, Terraria, right? Like, that would actually be like a relatively smooth experience, I feel like, on a phone. So, I don't know. Oh well. Another one might bite the dust, but probably will bite the dust. What other big tech companies are there that haven't done their
Microsoft,
GASOS,
xCloud's still going strong, right?
xCloud's still going strong.
GeForce Now.
That's true. That
AMD, was probably
when is AMD streaming service gonna come out?
I don't know. I feel like GeForce Now is still the best one, the baseline.
Wasn't id Software doing a game streaming service, or at least developing one? I thought that was part of their Bethesda conference.
It was.
Yeah. They were talking about all kinds of technology sounding stuff to make it sound like it's instant.
Bethesda?
Yes, at the Bethesda conference.
Yeah, it's called Orion.
Oh yeah.
Did anything come out of that?
No, I'm just on their... It's what is Orion? Orion is patented game streaming technology. Oh boy!
Oh wow!
Here we go again.
Here we go again. They're gonna sell all sorts of Skyrim on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think, and if I've said this before, I'm sorry. Game streaming technology will never take off as long as there's bandwidth caps. Like, it's just not possible. Like Luna, there's 3 quality options, which is like, good, great, and best or something like that. And the best option, it has a warning that says this uses up like 20 to 40 gigs an hour.
Sheesh.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and when a lot of caps are like 100 gigs in the US for a lot of people. Yeah.
100 gigs? Well, I usually hear it's like a terabyte, right?
They might have increased it at some point, but it depends on your service area.
I mean, even then, it's like, okay, sorry, maybe just bandwidth cap wasn't enough. Like, bandwidth cap and your up
just
down
your
rate.
internet speed,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, just basic
that
internet
too.
speeds.
Yeah, you need the upload to actually be able to do it.
And like if you're gonna stream that much content, you need a really good router too. I feel like it's just not set up properly. Like if you're gonna have all this high tech equipment to use it, why are you even using Luna in the first place?
Like, here's a random thing, right? Don't you know how some of the Switch games, I think like Resi 7 got one, right? Like a port to Switch, but it's a streaming game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a Japanese Nintendo business decision where they're like, oh, the internet and everyone's connection is going to be great. It's like, yeah, in Japan, but in America, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just like fuming now. Every time I talk about this, I just get angry.
Oh no! All right, note to self: don't put Stadia in the podcast anymore.
No, it's like
you
a
know
good
what?
type of
Here.
angry. I'm just like, how do people not learn? Or maybe I'm just missing something.
I just don't see what the target audience is still, right?
I'm telling you, Stadia is for everybody, which doesn't make sense. Luna's for the casual gamer, but it still doesn't make sense. Because the prerequisite that you need doesn't match your audience.
Yeah. You know what, Tristan? To cheer you up, this segment in my notes is actually called the Happy News segment. So, here's some happy news. We've got the creator of Bugsnax saying that the game has already outsold the previous title, which was Octodad, I assume, despite being free for PS5 users. Or PS5 PS Plus users. And the next one, Hitman 3 recoups all project costs in under a week.
Oh, that's probably because I bought every single DLC possible. That was just for me.
We'd like to shout out our MVP, Tristan Jung. The game actually only cost $190 to make, and with his $200 contribution, he has funded Hitman 4 and GoldenEye. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new 007 game.
Oh, is that they named it?
No.
Oh, okay,
it's 007.
I was like, they named it GoldenEye?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a new GoldenEye, but I guess, it's just a new James Bond game. Alright, that's it. That's the end of Happy News.
Alright, 2 stories.
Hey, if you want me to find more, I can find more Happy News.
No, I like it. Bugsnax was a cheery experience. I liked watching that game. It's a nice, happy romp. And then, Hitman 3. I was surprised at actually how many people ended up playing that game at launch.
I saw the donkey video for that game, and that game just looks bonkers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Hitman engine's great in terms of just letting you do stuff. And it's part of the large reason why I'm so hyped for 007 is just because what they've pulled off in the Hitman games. And it just kind of progresses to Hitman 3. There's a lot of potential there for really good James Bond moments.
I saw a streamer playing Hitman 3 today, and he had an axe in his hand, and he just walked into like a meeting, like a security room meeting of like 6 people with an axe in his hand, and just like no one's paying attention to him. And on like the whiteboard, there's just like the giant code to open the door, just written in giant Sharpie. It's like, what is going on?
Oh yeah, there's definitely some suspension of disbelief when you're playing a Hitman game. And the guard AI is just delightful. They're either dumb as rocks or they're like the best psychics in the world in terms of finding you. Yeah, I don't know. It's just dumb fun. So
it reminds me of a lot of like what I've seen for like Metal Gear Solid 5 and just like the weird stuff you can do in that game.
Yeah, that's pretty close actually, yeah. And it just adds the replayability, honestly, of it all. When it's just kind of random factors like that can spice things up when you're just trying to play through a level again. See different things. Honestly,
my favorite part about Hitman 1, 2, 3 in general right now are the escalations. Oh my god, those are so much fun.
What's an escalation?
It's like, you play like the level normally, right? And even like the normal level has like a billion challenges and achievements that you need to get. But then escalations are like a specific set of challenges that add on top of each other. So like, for example, like the first escalation, so let's say Paris is the map, and the first escalation is kill this person with this weapon wearing this outfit, right? And then when you beat it, it adds like another challenge on top of it, where it's like maybe don't get spotted by the camera, but also kill this person with this weapon with this uniform on. And then when you
are they randomly generated or are they pre-programmed?
They're pre-programmed, but like, you know, that's where the level design and, you know, gameplay design comes in, and it just gets like ridiculously hard at the end because every level has like 5 escalations. And it's
gonna be like sell the target a Google Stadia and then steal his wallet and then kill him with the Stadia. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. All right. We started with a game announcement. We're gonna not wrap up because I guess we have one more thing after this. But we're gonna talk about another game announcement, another one from my most anticipated list. We got a Final Fantasy XIV expansion announcement.
ENDWALKER.
I'd say my favorite thing about the whole announcement is when the CEO of Square Enix came on the stage and they just had some weird like skit going on.
Yeah, that was definitely... yeah, that was something.
That was something.
And then, they just kind of dropped the date of the beta for PS5 version, which is April something. And then,
but Mr. President, please, for the gamers out there, I have a request. Give
totally
it to them.
Unplanned.
Totally
please release
unplanned.
on PS5.
I like it when the president came up and announced it, and then Yoshi P said, well, since I have this PowerPoint now, I guess I'll talk about it. Like he didn't know it was going to be there.
Yep.
Tristan, did you watch it? I forget.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, he just played the bingo.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I'm done. I put it in my spreadsheet. I have vocalized it to many folks.
It's nice knowing you, soldier.
He's just not allowed to quit, no matter what he tries. We keep him in. He's employed forever.
Anyways, all I have to say about this is we're going to the moon. Anything else? You get one sentence, Alex. If you have a sentence.
Sage looks potentially cool, and I'm interested in the healer rework.
Alright, Tristan, you got a sentence?
I'm happy for folks who are still playing. I mean, it looks fun, I guess. I don't know.
That's a long sentence.
I mean, I'm glad I'm glad it's getting more support, and it looks like there's a lot of cool, like, big stuff that they're adding, like, compared to the other expansions.
Animal Crossing, Tristan. We're getting Animal Crossing.
That's how Alex was trying to win me over the other day.
Yeah, it's like, hey, a whole island sanctuary is getting added.
I think in terms of the features that they're adding, this is probably the biggest expansion yet, so I'm glad they're kind of, like, ramping up the development and the feature set.
And this is gonna be the conclusion to the current, like, storyline saga, they said.
That's been going, like...
Phase 1 of the
like
FCU.
Since 2.0.
FCU.
So it's finally ending that storyline, and we're going somewhere else after this, but they haven't said where.
Elon Musk picks you up from the moon in his Tesla Roadster.
Oh my
Yeah, we're going to Mars next.
Was that Keanu telling us that? We're going to Mars.
Yeah. Wake up, warrior. We're going to Mars.
I'll take it. All right. But do you know where we are not going? Because it's not happening, but it kind of is happening on our next story. E3. Remember that thing that didn't happen last year?
I remember. There's a whole lot of things that didn't happen last year.
It's true. Remember that one thing, one of many things that didn't happen last year? Well, it's happening this year in digital form.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, so here's the deal with this. They're trying to get it set up digitally, but they need buy-in from publishers. So we're going to play a little role play here. And Tristan, if you're a publisher and I'm E3,
okay,
would you want to be in E3 again?
I have one ready. You ready?
Okay.
Come to me. Approach me. I'm the publisher.
Hello, publisher. I am E3. I am the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
In humanoid form.
In humanoid form. I was gone last year, but I would really like your support for online E3.
Alright, E3. Is Jeff Keighley running this?
That's what I was thinking. Is Jeff Keighley going to be the guy running?
We're trying to get him.
No, answer's no. It's in the article. He said he would not be involved.
No, he will not be. I wish he was, though.
Yeah.
What a cool guy.
Well, that's too bad, because we already signed up with Jeff Keighley, so goodbye.
Gosh
that's the
darn
role
it,
play.
Keely, you foiled us again.
You already got him. Snatch.
That was my comment. If a publisher participated in Summer Game Show or Summer Game Fest, why would they go back to E3?
In digital form, right?
In digital,
like physical form, that's different,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if they're already showing it off once, why show it off a second time?
Yeah, and I think last year we were all whelmed by Summer of Games, and it wasn't that the whole like showcase or like the event per se, even though it was like 3 months long, was like badly produced. It was just everything got delayed due to COVID, right? So there wasn't any like big announcements to really put out there. Other than
I felt it was a little bit just too long in terms of duration, and I think they're actually remedying that this year with the Summer Games. I believe they said it's going to be a shorter duration that's going to run for.
Yeah, I feel like it needs to be like a month tops. 3 months was a little
that would
too
be
long.
optimal. Yeah, I feel people's attention spans start to wander if you're going past an entire summer, kind of trickling out news.
And I don't want to deny anyone a platform, but I felt like it ran so long that there were so many things happening that you're like, oh, there was like a Japanese developer that had like a whole like 2-hour thing, and everyone's like, what the heck are any of these games?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or it's, I don't know. Maybe condense it, try to get like-minded things together. But at the same time, maybe publishers like it more when it's spread out because they're, we talk about how I think we've talked about it before. Publishers probably don't like it as much because during E3 or, if your game's not Cyberpunk, the year that Cyberpunk came out, it just kind of got buried. So I think they need to find a right balance between running it long enough so that everything kind of has its own platform to stand on, but also not dragging it out where it's like we're getting exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be weird though, because once things come back to physical form, that's going to be, does Summer of Games still have a place in the news media, right? And I don't know.
Who knows? Nobody knows. Mm-hmm. Even at work, they're like, when the office is open, who's going to come back? Nobody knows.
Keely knows.
As much crap we give Jeff Keighley.
Hey, I don't give him crap. You give him crap.
As much crap Alex and I give Jeff Keighley, I feel like I would trust him over ESA on running like a successful game announcement press conference event.
To be honest, I'm the same. I could only see E3 perhaps working for the big three. Microsoft, Nintendo.
Well, Sony doesn't want to
Sony.
even go to E3 anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just see that as kind of the only ones who would work well at the E3 online event.
Did Nintendo even do a direct last summer? I don't even remember.
Nintendo's like a pirate ship.
They just kind of appear. The Ghost Ship in Wind Waker, they just kind of show up at some point.
Is that what you're referencing, Tristan?
I don't know, but that's what I thought of when you said it.
I don't know. People at work have been using pirate ship for like, rogue, rebel type activity.
Ahoy. It's kind of funny because Nintendo hates all those things. All right. So I don't know. My last question was just, should E3 just wait till things can be in person again? Or will they even survive until that moment?
Yeah, they need to make money. They can't.
Mm-hmm. You can't cancel again.
Yeah. Can we short ESA instead of AMC?
Should I GME?
Or GME. Keep E3 alive. Can we make that a hashtag, a trending hashtag?
Okay. Withdrawing early from my 401k.
Here's the real question, Tristan. When people say we like this stock after they invest in E3, they know it's all a lie. No one likes that stock.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's true.
RIP.
ESA is so bad that nobody wants to even short them.
Yeah. They're not going to the moon. They're going to like the stratosphere. And then back down. Just all the way down.
Real far back down.
Cratering.
All right.
Well, we're never gonna get invited to E3. Remember the year we applied and we got denied? Well, I guess they're gonna bar us from even applying at this point.
Just throw us on
We're gonna submit our application. We're gonna put this episode in the link of like, what content do you produce? And they're gonna be like, deny. But yeah, that's all we got this episode. We'll keep it keep it short. I know we had the one before this was the mega long 2-hour Never Again podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
That really made my Christmas holiday, to be honest.
That was actually a prank by me, I think, to punish you both.
Maybe it was to make up for the fact that we've missed 6 weeks of podcast recordings.
That's true. We all got it. We all went through it in one go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That wraps it up for episode 65 of Viewport Relay. Viewport Relay is available on Radio Public, iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, Podbean, and all your favorite podcast directories. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, review, and share it with your friends. We're also on social media as Viewport Gaming on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. But Alex, why Viewport Gaming?
Well, Viewport Relay is a part of Viewport Gaming, a video game website dedicated to reviews, features, and this very here podcast. If you want to check out previous episodes or check out our reviews, you can check them out at viewportgaming.com.
Thank you, Alex. And as always, I've been your host, Albert Corson, joined by Tristan John.
Goodbye.
And Alex Nestor.
See you next time.